Eighth is weapons of mass destruction. Jesus said that if he did not stop this, no flesh would be left, that we would kill off each other. That was never possible until our generation. From 1945 on, it was the first time in the history of the planet that everyone could be killed with human means, with the advent of what we call weapons of mass destruction. And then the ninth one is the sign of the return of the wandering Jews, the promised land. And not just that, it says that they were going to have walls. The Bible specifically says in Ezekiel that they're going to be hiding behind walls, and it says that in the tribulation that the Antichrist comes and he causes them to not, that they come to a place of unwalled villages. You know what's really significant about that? Everyone always said that just meant, that's a euphemism for old-fashioned gated villages. Really? How come the whole world is now focusing on this security wall that Israel's building, the length of their country, and the whole world wants them to take it down? And they say, we're not going to take it down until this charismatic European leader or revived Roman Empire leader says, we'll defend you if you take your wall down. And then you're going to see Israel dwelling in an unwalled way, which could be what Ezekiel was talking about. Prophecy is always clearer after it takes place than before, but it could be that. But definitely their return, possibly behind that wall. And finally, the last sign and trend is the growing global apostasy and demonism. Remember, Paul said that in last days people would give heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of demons, and that the church would grow cold, and that apostasy, the falling away from the once and for all delivered to the saints' faith, would take place. It's happening all around us. I mean, it's just so quickly, the advent of the backing away from solid doctrine. We have everything going on today, interfaith communions where stuff goes on between Native Americans and Hindus and Buddhists, and they just bring all this stuff and they do it in a church with an altar and a cross, and they put a Buddha next to it. They just kind of say, hey, let's all... Have you seen the bumper sticker that has all the symbols? It has the cross and the menorah and Islam and everything. It's, come on, let's just all coexist. That's what apostasy is all about. You just reduce everything down, like the letter I got when I pastored in New England. It was from the local council of churches, and they said, because you pastor a large church, you're going to be asked to speak and pray at public functions. And if you do, please remember this. The one thing you mustn't do is name the name Christ in conjunction with Jesus, because that is very offensive. And if you want to be good with the ministerial association, never put near each other Jesus and Christ, unless you're swearing, and then it's okay to do that. But don't in prayers ever conjoin or put beside each other Jesus and Christ, because that is offensive. That was from the Protestant Ministerial Association of Rhode Island. That's what apostasy is all about. You don't offend anyone except God. And that's what apostasy is. Well, those are the trends. The series of growing trends that are increasing in their intensity. And what you're going to see is, the closer we get to the end, each of these, this whole, I believe what's going on right now in Wall Street is a convergence to get a global economy and a global, somebody's going to say, hey, let's fix this money mess. Let's just have, why do we have yen and euros and everything? Let's just have one, and we won't be all mixed up and be having all this change in our pockets we can't use. I mean, it's just coming. I don't know how soon, but there's going to be some global way of buying and selling that is going to be part of how the Antichrist can stop people from buying or selling.